So I did it. I finally reached my goal weight. When I started my back to basics, I believe that was August 1st, I wanted to lose a whopping 4 pounds. Well, I have lost that 4 pounds and then some. And I'm gonna share with you some of my meals that I've been eating and the one thing that I changed that I think really put me over the edge. So this is gonna be another what I eat in a day video, so stay tuned. Hi, Debbie Chu here from Chew on Vegan, and welcome back to my kitchen. If you're new here, I'm a plant-based RN and I follow the Starch solution. If you're not familiar with the Starch solution, it is a starch-based diet that was developed by Dr. John McDougall. I'll leave a link to his book in the description box below if you'd like more information. On my channel, you'll find quick and easy whole food plant-based recipes that are no oil, gluten-free, and if I do say so myself, quite delicious. If that sounds good to you, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a video, which is every Tuesday and Saturday. You can also follow me on Instagram, and if you're new to this way of eating or just need some more support, I started a Facebook group. We are a group of like-minded people, and there you will find recipes and inspiration and support. I will leave a link to that in the description box below, and we'd love to have you join our family. So let's get started on this what I ate in a day. But first I just want to talk a little bit about the weight loss. I started at 138 and I wanted to get back down to my fighting weight, which was 134. And this morning I weighed 133.6. So I've surpassed that. And I feel wonderful, I feel really good, and I think one of the biggest things that put me over the edge was I started eating oatmeal again as my first meal of the day. For some reason, somewhere along the line, I stopped eating oatmeal and I was eating a lot of potatoes, and potatoes are great, but I feel like that extra fiber, it kept me fuller longer. And I think that was the secret. So I am definitely on the oatmeal train right now. So that will be one of the things that you'll see today. There's so many different combos that you can do with oatmeal, and I'm just gonna show you one that I like. I showed you one in a previous video, and this is just another variation. And I'm sure I'll be showing you different variations as time goes on. And then I'm gonna show you a snack and then 2 other meals. And depending on if you eat breakfast first thing in the morning, like me, I eat it at around 12 is my first meal of the day. So that's when I usually have my oatmeal, but whatever works into your lifestyle. So let's get started. So I am gonna be showing you that oatmeal that I'll be making today, but the first thing I wanna get started is something that I've been eating for snacks, and this has really been a game changer for me, and that's just some simple granola. I'm going to show you how I use this for my snacks. So everything's going to go into this big huge bowl, and I've got 3 cups of oats, and these are gluten-free oats. I'm going to add a teaspoon of cinnamon, and then a couple teaspoons of vanilla, and this is pure vanilla extract, and then I'm going to give this a quick stir. And then a half a cup of maple syrup, and use the good stuff, use the pure maple syrup. And then we're just gonna get this all mixed together. So once you get your ingredients all mixed together, you're just gonna line a baking sheet, and I reuse my parchment paper, so I made a batch yesterday. I'm gonna make another batch today, so I'm just gonna use the same parchment paper. And then we're just going to spread this out. And just get it all spread out, because we're gonna put this in the oven. And the goal is to get it crispy. So you kind of want it even layer here. So this is gonna go into a preheated 370-degree oven for 10 minutes. Then we're gonna take it out, stir it around, and bake it for another 10 minutes. And then we're gonna let it cool completely. So these are gonna be the ingredients for my oatmeal. I've got a cup of gluten-free oats. I've got water, 2 cups of water boiling on the stove here. And I've got a half a cup of shredded zucchini and a half a cup of riced cauliflower. I've got some cinnamon and some flax, ground flax seed. So we're gonna throw this all in the pot. So we're just gonna throw it all in. And the cool thing is you're not gonna taste these veggies. So give it a good stir. And then I'll just turn this down. I want it to come back up to a boil. That looks good. Then I'm just gonna turn it down and I'm gonna let these go for about 10 minutes. So the granola will be coming out in about 6 minutes, and then we're going to stir it and then put it back in for another 10. Okay, so now we're just gonna stir it around. Again, make sure it's in a nice layer, single layer, as best you can. Okay, then back in for 10 more minutes. Okay, so the oatmeal's all done, and I just added some blueberries. I'm gonna add probably, I think, a half a banana here, slice that on there. And I'm gonna use the other half of the banana later today when I have my snack. And I'll show you how I do that. You can see a little bit of the green from the zucchini. So if you want to peel it, if you're trying to disguise this for your kids or your husband or something, but for me, it's just for me. I don't really care if I see the green, but literally you cannot taste it. If you wanted to add a little plant milk or a little maple syrup, that would be fine too. But this is what I've been eating, and let me tell you, game changer. It keeps me full for a long time. So it's finished cooking, the granola here, and I like to stir it one more time because there's still going to be heat coming off the pan. Then we're just going to let this cool, and it's going to get crispier as it cools. So the trick here is, if it comes out of the oven and it's already super crispy, then it's gone too long. So you still want it to maybe have a little give to it, but this is pretty crispy. It's gonna be perfect once it's cooled. I find 10 minutes, stir, 10 minutes, stir, and let it cool. It comes out perfect. Now let's see what I'm gonna do for lunch. So for lunch, I'm gonna make a southwestern quesadilla, and I've got this little frozen mix that I found at the grocery store, which is basically some red pepper, green pepper, black beans, and some corn. You could use whatever kind of combination you would like. And then I'm going to add some riced cauliflower here, probably 1/4 cup. I just like to get in as many veggies as I can, and this is a great one to add. And I usually get the frozen, but they were out of it, so I just got a bag of the fresh, and I just microwaved it for about 6 minutes. Let it cool, put it in the fridge, and I've just been using it like that. And then I've got some of my plant-based cheese sauce that I'm gonna add in. Maybe a couple tablespoons. And just get that all stirred around. And then I'm using corn tortillas because, you know, I do have celiac and that's what I can use. You can get gluten-free flour tortillas, but I find that they have a lot of oil in them. So I'm just really not doing that right now. I have some of my red pepper hummus, and I will leave a recipe to this in the description box. It's basically my regular hummus recipe. I just added some jarred roasted red peppers, and it really gives it a nice flavor, and I think it works well with all these ingredients. So you just want to spread some of that on there. Be generous. And I always like the way hummus tastes when it's heated up. It just really gives it like a cheesy kind of a flavor. I don't know, it just changes it, and I really like it. Then we'll add a little bit of our mix on here. Whoops. Try to be a little bit more precise than I was. And you know, if you have a big family you're making these for, then you know, double, triple the recipe, whatever you want to do. This is just giving you the base. So I'm going to just spread that all around, and then we'll put the other tortilla on top, and then we're gonna go over to the stove and we're just going to brown these on each side. And here's our quesadilla. So this recipe makes about 3. So if you need to double it, double it. But I think it looks delicious. You can see the cheese, the beans. Now some of you might be saying, whoa Debbie Chew, isn't hummus too high fat, high calorie? Yes, hummus is higher on the calorie density scale. So if you are in the weight loss portion of your journey, you might not want to use the hummus, but you could definitely leave it out. But for me, I am at goal, and you know, one meal is not going to make or break you. So this is a very healthy, whole food, plant-based recipe. So once your granola is cool, you just put it in an airtight jar here. And then I just wanted to show you some of the variations you can do. I do this for my husband. I put chocolate chips in it, some nuts. There's some dried fruit in here. I don't know if you can see that. But just kind of little add-ins you can do if you are, say, not on a weight loss phase of your diet. I've got pumpkin seeds in here, pecans, some walnuts, and then he just takes this to work to munch on for a snack. But mine is just plain, and I actually prefer it that way. One of my favorite ways to eat this is to just put some blueberries in here. I chop up some apple, and then I use that half a banana I told you about. And I just pour on some granola. And I just think this is delicious. The granola is so crunchy, the different textures with the fruits. It's very satisfying for me. So this is a great way to use that granola. Sometimes I even add granola onto my oatmeal, so it's like oats and oats on top of each other, but it's really delicious. If you do yogurt, like a soy yogurt, you could put it in that. Anywhere you want some crunch. So I'm gonna go enjoy my snack, and I'll see you back at dinner. So for dinner, I'm gonna be making some stir fry, my super easy stir fry, my frozen vegetables from Costco. I just feel like doing something super easy tonight, and it's one of my favorite meals. But first I wanna show you how I make my rice. I've gotten a lot of questions about this, and I've been doing this for years, and it always comes out perfect. I have my, you know, friggin' 100-year-old rice cooker. It's just like all grungy and beat up, but it works great. And I just do 1.5 cups of brown rice. This is jasmine brown rice. And then 1/2 cup of jasmine white rice. Stir it around, get it mixed up. Then I add 3 cups of water. That's it. I plug it in, push the button. It's done in about between 15 and 20 minutes, and it comes out perfect every time. So I'm gonna go get this started, then I'm gonna take you over to the stove and show you how I whip together my stir-fry veggies. So I'm using my Costco veggies. These are the stir-fry veggies. There's broccoli, sugar snap peas, green beans, carrots, yellow carrots, mushrooms, red peppers, water chestnuts, and onions. And then I add peas to it because I love peas. So I'm gonna add about 4 cups. So I'm gonna just cover this and let this cook for just a couple minutes, and then I'll season it up. I just wanna get the vegetables a little bit soft so they take on those spices. So this is on medium heat. We've added no oil to it, just the veggies. And as you can see, there's moisture in here. As they cook, they're defrosting. This is 1 serving, by the way. If you want to do this for 2, you need to double it. Then I'm just going to add some granulated garlic. And I'm just sprinkling it. I'm not measuring it. That was onion powder and some ginger root. Then I'm gonna add a couple tablespoons of coconut aminos. If you are low salt, then you might want to skip this or just maybe get some low sodium soy sauce. This is lower than regular soy sauce, but it does have sodium in it. And then we're just gonna stir this around, mix it up, and then we're just gonna let it cook for like 5 minutes. And then we'll be good to go because the rice should be done in a few minutes after that, and we're good to go. So the rice is done. Let's take a look at it. Look at that. It's perfect. It's fluffy. So let's plate up the veggies and the rice. And there's my perfect 50-50 plate. And of course, sweet chili sauce. At least I'm consistent. And that is dinner tonight. Can't wait. Let's taste it. So beautiful plate of food, 50-50 plate. This is what I did to lose those last few pounds is I stuck with the oatmeal every day, continued with the 50-50 plate, made sure that everything was low on the calorie density scale. And I'll pop that chart up over here so you can see. Try and keep things 600 calories or less per pound. And if you do that, you are almost guaranteed that you're gonna lose weight. If I can do it, I'm gonna be 65 next month. I'm postmenopausal, and if I can do it, you can do it, okay? It is possible. Following the Starch solution and sticking with those principles of the low calorie density, the 50-50 plate, eating till you're comfortably full, and being consistent is the most important thing. So let's give this a taste. Oh, and what do you think of the rice? I mean, it doesn't really look like brown rice, it doesn't really look like white, but I love the combo of the two. And you're really getting more brown than you are of the white. Perfect, as always. It's one of my go-to meals that I eat a couple times a week. Never gets old. So make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you like these kind of videos, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, share it with your friends, and stay tuned for my bloopers at the end. Those are always fun. And believe me, I have plenty of them. I make a lot of mistakes doing these videos. So join me next time when you will see some more recipes that are good for you, they're good for the animals, and they're good for the planet. And what you put on your plate determines your fate and your weight. Until next time, thank you. You can follow me on So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe and don't forget. If that sounds good to you, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're notified every time that I upload. Oh Lordy. You should thank God. Thank goodness for editing. So I hope you enjoyed this video. No, I already said that.